Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Gaming News, where we discuss all things gaming. And today, we are going to talk a little bit about Twitch news that I've stumbled across throughout the week. We're going to talk a little bit about Discord, and then, of course, our favorite discussion will be the bits and pieces and information that I have about Activision Blizzard that has been an ongoing topic on this channel and on many gaming news sites. So, without further ado, let's get started. The very first thing I would like to talk about is this Twitch thread that I came across, which is we've seen a lot of conversation about botting, hate raids, and other forms of harassment targeting marginalized creators. You're asking us to do better, and we know we need to do more to address these issues. That includes an open and ongoing dialogue about creators' safety. They continue. Thank you to everyone who shared these difficult experiences. We were able to identify a vulnerability in our proactive filters and have rolled out an update to close this gap and better detect hate speech in chat. We'll keep updating this to address emerging issues. We're launching a channel-level ban evasion detection and account verification improvements later this year. We're working hard to launch these tools as soon as possible, and we hope they will have a big impact. Check out more on our existing tools here, and they link to a website, which is managing harassment on Twitch. So harassment can be frustrating, it can be demoralizing, it can be scary. I know that there are certain content creators that I follow who have shut down their Discord servers because people they're directly sort of associated with have been attacked recently by hate raids, and it continues to flourish on Twitch, and thus Twitch is trying to do something about it much sooner, which I am thankful for. So now they're giving a bunch of advice on what to do. You can ignore a user by doing /ignore and then the username. You can also block the user, and if you block them, that removes them from your followers, that removes them from your friends list, that prevents them from following or friending you in the future. It prevents them from whispering you. It prevents them from hosting you. It prevents them from purchasing gift subs for other users in your channel, and it filters their messages out of the chat so you don't need to see anything that they state. And that is good, especially if you have content creators who are using closed captioning or anything like that. There are a lot of people who will abuse those tools, and they will put hateful speech in their donation messages and resub messages and things like that, and they can be very persistent and very hostile. And as for rating, you can definitely prevent people from raiding your channel if you feel that you are going to become a target. You can also set your chat to follower only mode or subscriber only mode if this has been an ongoing thing or you start to get targeted. If you wish to also deal with the issue sometimes with bots and that kind of thing, people will stop their stream for a couple of minutes and then restart after a while. You can clear the chat. You can, of course, use things like automod or use Chatterino or Chatty and have a whole bunch of terms that you know will lead to negative speech. You can time out people, you can ban people. There's a number of different things that you can do, but unfortunately, it's still not easy to deal with situations like this. And I'm not going to say that I have solutions for you because we don't really know a good solid way that we can stop people from doing these awful things like hate raids and harassing people and pushing people out of communities that they've been part of for a very long time. Also, Twitch does have a web page. This is twitch.uservoice.com. And in here, you can pitch ideas for, bots, for auto mods, for community guidelines, for enforcement types, things maybe to add to mod view. And so if you have ideas about trying to make people safer in the space, you can submit them on this page. And I do feel like not enough people know about the resources that are out there, or maybe feel that Twitch isn't going to do something. But the reality is that Twitch is still in a lot of hot water for a multitude of different things, and if they want to keep their user base, if Amazon wants to keep raking in the dough, they're going to have to work more on some of these tools. And they're going to have to listen to the creators out there to keep their communities safe from hostile human beings. But also with Twitch news, there is a well-known person on Twitter who does not work for Twitch, but certainly does report on a variety of Twitch topics, and that is Zach Busey. I'm hoping I said his last name correctly. But he said Twitch will no longer allow the sharing of links, referral codes to sites that offer slots, roulettes, or dice games effective on August 17th, 2021, which is next week. And I have not been able to find the exact post that he is referring to here, but he does have a screenshot, which is restrictions on gambling related links. And this is to prevent harm and scams created by questionable gambling services that sponsor content on Twitch. We will prohibit sharing links and or referral codes to sites that offer slots, roulette, or dice games. We will continue to monitor gambling related content and update our approach as needed. To give you time to remove this content from your channel, enforcement will be delayed until August 17th, 2021. And I have to say that, in my opinion, this is a good thing, and this is a step in the right direction, because we have had certain creators recently talking about gambling on Twitch is fine and stepping in defense of gambling websites. We've also seen people who created gambling websites got all kinds of people buying into the scheme, and then finding out later that the people who were promoting this gambling scheme actually owned the site, and they were the ones that were making the money. That did actually go to court, and I do believe we have talked about it here in Gaming News. And I have to say, I agree with restricting gambling links, because there are laws. You have to make sure that you're following the restrictions, and that is true for any kind of media. Gambling is a serious addiction that people have gone to various counseling meetings for, because it is a very real thing. And this is why the WHO, the World Health Organization, had rules about if you're playing video games too much, and how video games can also become an addiction, especially when video games are filled with a variety of microtransactions and loot boxes and things like that to take money from you constantly. And a lot of places, those kinds of things conflict with those laws. So while it may be legal and viable in other countries, it is not the same across the rest of the world. And Twitch is also going to make sure that they're following the same kinds of laws that the state of California and Las Vegas and other places in the United States have, because obviously there are still people ages 13 and up, to make sure that nobody gets sucked into very bad practices and very bad addictions, they have decided to prevent these sites, but also to prevent people from being scammed by sites that aren't legitimate gambling places. If you walk into a casino, you know what your odds are. You know that it's regulated. You know that your money is relatively protected, if you will. But the nature of gambling, you're never guaranteed to get a payout. You might actually come out of there losing a lot more money than you walked in with. And on Twitch, they want to ensure that people aren't getting screwed over by some schmuck who decided to create some kind of scam. While you may not necessarily agree with the idea of doing this, I'm actually very much for the restrictions on being redirected to these other sites because they can potentially be very harmful. And I think that this is good because that also means that you're less likely to be redirected to a website that's going to be full of viruses or malicious software to grab your IPs and take over your computers. I have another thing. So this leads right into topic number 2, which is Discord malware is persistent and a growing threat, and that is a warning coming from Sophos, who is very known for their antivirus, anti-malware practices, the cybersecurity company. And they have now issued an official warning that Discord is becoming a large target for hackers to publish information of users through the platform. So the thing here is there are many people on Discord that will keep their friends open. There are a lot more malicious bots going on in larger public Discord servers. And because of that, some people are falling victim to various scams. So like the Steam gift cards and things like go here to get such and such a game key, or the most recent one was you're invited to a very super secret Discord only special event. Go here to sign up for our program or whatnot, and therefore you're giving away a lot of your personal information to very awful and malicious people. Twitch has had a bot circulating that if you click on the person's profile, that they are grabbing information directly through one of like the extensions or whatnot and able to access your IP address and flashing it on screen and thereby potentially doxing you and that kind of thing. And hackers are becoming a lot smarter and getting all kinds of information constantly. So with this, please make sure that on Discord you are protecting yourself, that you are only adding people that you know or get to know through other servers. Make sure you don't click on any weird links, and especially don't click on links when people just go, here's a link, and they don't say hi, they don't say anything, they don't give you context or anything. Like, here's a really funny meme that I saw, I thought you would find it hilarious, or whatever it happens to be. If you do not have any kind of reason to click on that link, my advice is don't click on the damn link. And there are websites where you can copy and paste a link into, and it will tell you if it will redirect to a malicious site. So please be very vigilant on social media through Discord. Be extremely careful about people sending you stuff for free. Do not click on random links. Do not let someone send you a message saying, hey, I've got a Steam giveaway. Congratulations, you've won. Please be careful out there. It is a ridiculous and disgusting world, and you've got to be cautious. The last thing, of course, that we are going to talk about is once again Activision Blizzard. Now, last week I came across this, which is CEO Bobby Kotick delivers a new mission statement during investor conference. And this, of course, is talking about the appointing of Jennifer O'Neill and Mike Ybarra as the new co-leaders of Blizzard Entertainment. And people have talked a lot about how it used to be like you were the president, and now we have the co-leaders, and it feels very much like the level at which people regard you is coming down each time they're putting someone in that high coveted sort of spot. And in this particular case, they've made it so that there are two people, and there have been a lot of questions about why they needed to appoint two people as co-founders of Blizzard Entertainment right now when one should be able to do the job. And a lot of people have talked about the idea that, well, because of the rampant sexism and harassment that has been happening at Activision Blizzard, that a woman couldn't possibly handle things herself, and therefore you had to have a male counterpart to take that on. And I actually sort of question that. While that is certainly a possibility, especially with all of the other things that Activision Blizzard has done to this point, I actually wonder if it wasn't more along the lines of, we want to show that we are being equal and that we are going to pay both male and female the same wages to do a job and to work together as a united front, and to show that, hey, we're not actually a sexist company, and that we want to cater to all people within our company and with our IPs. And I'm wondering if that isn't just something they did that more to pander, as opposed to one person isn't capable of running the show. I feel like that might possibly be more in line with what they're looking at, is to show that, hey, we're going to sort of double down and make sure that the two of them are running the show, and that the two of them have to make sure they're on the same page before they make any decisions or do anything. And just to have sort of like a fail safe, and to make sure that one person isn't making all of the decisions and it's cycling down into the trash pile that it is currently. So I do wonder about that, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that beforehand because I didn't really address it in the last couple of videos. And then we came across this on Wednesday, which is Jesse McCree, the Diablo 4 director, is no longer at Activision Blizzard. Now, as we know, a lot of people were looking forward to Diablo 4 because Diablo 3 was good after they released the expansion and took out the auction house that, in my opinion, ruined everything. They announced finally that there would be a Diablo 4, and Lord only knows that where they were going to go with the series and with the story. Looking at this, the fact that the game director has left, I don't see high hopes for Activision Blizzard, not after the allegations coming out, not after them basically cleaning house and J. Allen Brack leaving, obviously Jesse leaving. It feels like now every few days we're going to see more and more people who are being let go of their positions because they have been found to be awful people and to be harassing the other staff members, and I see them clearing house as a good thing because you cannot fix the problem by only firing one person. You have to get rid of all of the really bad apples in order to try and salvage their reputation. And I do believe that that is what they're trying to do here, even though Bobby Kotick is not exactly a model citizen. So the fact that this guy is no longer at Activision Blizzard, it makes me wonder about the direction of Diablo 4, but they've already lost so many people and lost the faith of the fans. And I mean, for many of us, they did quite some time ago. But the fact that more and more people are jumping ship, more and more people are moving to Final Fantasy, and then most recently, they basically slapped Asmongold to the ground, or tried to, and basically denounce anything that he's been saying about how the World of Warcraft has just been on this steady decline for a number of years now, and what things they screwed up, that now Blizzard wants to entirely cut ties with all of the naysayers that used to be part of it, and they're getting rid of NPCs in the game to show like, hey, we're doing well. And I really just feel like this is to just on the surface show the public that, hey, we're doing things, we're doing the things that you asked us to do. Why couldn't you have done this years ago when all of this started? Why is it that only now, when everything is like public and the dirty laundry is out there, that you've decided you're going to do this? Blizzard is struggling hard, and this just shows more and more how much they're struggling, and they're trying to save their reputation before it's completely gone. And I don't think that that is a possibility. But then, even more than that, so even if they're trying to fix things, they screwed up once again. And we can talk so much about all of the various things that they have just messed up on to this point. But then I came across this, which was published a couple of days ago, that Blizzard removes core Diablo 2 Resurrected TCP/IP multiplayer support despite promising otherwise earlier. And I am not surprised. We know that when they redid and reforged Warcraft 3, that they made sure to get rid of the idea that if you had the original game, that you could no longer play it, that you had to basically repurchase. You didn't have to use the Blizzard launcher to play the game. You could just go into the game. And Diablo 2 was the same, where you could just either log in through the internet or you could connect locally. And the fact that Diablo 2 Resurrected is not going to have that multiplayer support, even though they promised it, has put it in a much lower state than before. And I know that there were a lot of people looking forward to Diablo 2's Resurrected because they never experienced Diablo 2 back in the day when it was great. But I now see this as they're just going to do the exact same thing that they did with Warcraft 3, which is not give a shit about what your fans want and just screwing people over one after another and promising things and then never delivering them, and yet they're hoping to repair their reputation. I'm sorry, Activision Blizzard, you're too far gone at this point, in my opinion, that you're not gonna get anywhere. And if people want to continue to support Blizzard and play their games, that's fine, because again, this problem is a gaming community-wide problem. It is not going to be solved by boycotting an individual company. There are a lot of good people that still work for Blizzard that deserve to be paid properly for the position that they have, no matter what their preference is, no matter what gender they are, no matter any of that. It's you're doing this job, this is how much you should be paid, period. And the fact that Blizzard is trying to make it look good, and look, we got rid of all of the big name harassers and whatnot, and so you guys can calm down now. You can come back, but they're still gonna screw you over with a rusty spoon. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope that you've had a fantastic week and that you continue to be awesome. Thank you so much for being part of the Patreon. As you know, Wednesdays I release a writing video, except for this past week because of internet issues. And Fridays I release more gaming news videos. So with that, you guys have been fantastic, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.